What's going on, everyone? I'm back with my pretty much completed drift car. This is the Yokomo SD 3.0. In the last video, I built it up basically box stock, and I talked about the body selection that I had, which is it's a Traxxas C7 Corvette body. I'm a C7 owner, fan, so therefore that's what I wanted to put on my drift car. And here you see it, and it's almost ready to run. I'm missing one very important component, which I'll have to pick up today because I'm headed to the track in this video. Here in an hour or so, I'm leaving and go head down to Rolling Garage down here in Sacramento and take this thing out for the first time. But like I said, missing one very important component, which I'll have to source. But underneath of the body, you'll see our completed car. As I mentioned in the last video, I used the Scale Reflex body mounts, the magnetic sets. Kind of a cool body mounting set, really enjoyed it. I found a easy video to follow for some tricks on mounting it, and I'll link to that below. I did have to cut the rear body mount posts down. The rear of the posts were interfering with the back of the body. Corvettes have a pretty short rear overhang, so that was something that I needed to modify. Up front, I used some 60mm standoffs that I had here from another project, and I actually cut them in half and was able to use those. I probably could have just used two and made them a little bit longer, but we ended up with the length that I needed, so I wasn't too concerned with that. But that was a quick one up front. Now, you'll see the front there. People who are into drifting likely, listen, I know that I'm doing. What I'm doing is not the way, a typical way, or even a correct or a good method of things to do. But in my first drift outing, I had my Supra on an MST FXX, and I'm bad at drifting, so I kept hitting things. And in one session, which wasn't that long, I broke my body. You can see it cracked the fenders there, and it just allowed it to go. Now, Yokomo has a foam front bumper option, but I didn't have that, and I felt like I could do my own thing. At the end of the last video, or the first video I did on this, I ended it by spray painting my chassis. It's not spray paint, it's developer spray for 3D scanning. I used my RevoPoint Pop 3 to 3D scan the chassis and the body separately. And then in CAD, I put them over top of each other. The reason that I did that is that I wanted to create this little front bumper setup. Kind of more of an exercise just in CAD. I decided to take the 3D scan and use the form tools in Autodesk Fusion to create a perfectly form-fitting front section that, like I said, it fits the front of the body like a glove, just absolutely perfectly. This is printed out of TPU, and it's hollow. It's got 1mm walls with no infill in the middle. So it's just a box hollow form all the way across. That was partially to make it spongy, also to keep it as light as possible. It does exactly what I was hoping. And if I'm using the clear version of the body that I still have here, and I set it down in front, I can see how close everything fits, and it's about perfect. I'd say that there's less than half a millimeter in any area where it was going. I actually designed it live on a live stream. It was just a members live stream. It's not necessarily exciting content for most people, so I just was screwing around. I figured I'd put it on a stream, but it works great. And when I finished this and weighed it, total weight for this was about 17 grams. Now the foam Yokomo version is 9 grams, and then you typically also use this top piece, which is 5 or 6. I think it was 5 when I weighed it here. So 14 grams versus 17, not that much added weight, and it does help support that body. It doesn't feel like it's going to want to let it fold up anymore. It clears the wheels in all directions, and yeah, is it needed? No. Is it something that, yeah, whatever. I'm not saying it's a good practice in general, but I love CAD, and that's part of the fun for me, so why not? Now, beyond that, last time I didn't have my electronics yet. I was still trying to get that, source it, things like that. I had already ordered my servo and gyro, but those still didn't arrive. So I actually stole the Yokomo servo and gyro out of my old drift car, which this is a SP02D V2 servo. No idea the quality of that. And the gyro is a DP302 V4. My Futaba CD700 will be here tomorrow, as well as the 550 gyro. Motor and ESC, 10.5 D10 Hobby Wing, and the Hobby Wing ESC as well. It is the XD10 Pro. I haven't done any programming on it though. When I get to the track, hopefully the guys at Rolling Garage can help me out with that. You can see here how this is spinning. That's because the one piece that I forgot is a pinion. And as you can imagine, that's important. So I've got to get that before I hit the track. Wheels and tires, I also stole from the old car. These are the tires that they use at that track. I have another set here. These are from Rev D for the wheels, and the tires are the Yokomo ZR DRPA. I don't know what any of this stuff means, but the guys at the track were super helpful last time, and I'm looking forward to it again. I did put my carbon fiber base plate from R Design on my 10PX. I also have one of the R Design wheels, but I don't have the hub adapter anymore. So I'll have to come up with my own, and maybe I'll just use like a Vanquish wheel because I have some of those. Oh yeah, before I go, in the last video, I talked about the body holes that were pre-drilled in this thing, and there were some good suggestions. The most popular or common one was put the hood latches in the front there, but Corvette hoods open the other way. So like it's not the right spot for hood latches, which is a bummer because it's the easiest option, but I care about scale a little bit. The rear, being that this is just a blacked out one, I feel like I can cover that. Just put some decals over it might do, especially on the beater one. It's not necessarily what I want. And in the one that I paint like the orange of my car, I would rather not, but I'm still open to some suggestions there. This is just kind of the one that like I expect to tear this body up because like I said, I'm not good at this, but I've got my bag packed with my tools and all that. Radio. I don't have like the race car carrying case, which I don't know why I feel like I need now, because I feel like Billy Madison, like going back to school. It's like not knowing what I'm doing, new guy, just everything noob. Except I have nice stuff, but I just don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why. Billy Madison is all I can think about. Get my snack pack. I'm going to the track. That's why I want the orange. Also, there's the new HD2. Printing a poop chute. More on that soon. look, my print's done. Yay. Luckily, the car did not take that bad of a beating. I definitely smacked it on some stuff, but I didn't crack the fender. Looking good. I did change the wheels, try and get something that was a little bit closer to the, ooh, those are dirty. A little bit closer to a Chevy style wheel. It's a completely different animal than the car that I was driving last time. It doesn't really matter because I can't drive either of them very well. But having a 10.5 in this with proper gearing definitely makes this a sporty little unit. It's all just practice. Of course, that we're talking about practice. I let one of the guys from the shop there, Mitch, drive it, and he wheeled it around and he made it look like a drift car, which is promising because that just means I just have to catch up. But the car itself is solid, which is good. One other, while I was at the shop, they had the rear ESC mount set up, which a number of those guys like. So I bought that from them. I also bought the set of wheels and tires that I showed you guys. And, you know, I do have the Futaba servo and gyro coming, so I'll get that swapped in. Little changes. Changes are fun. Are they needed? Could I drive this thing and just improve my driving with this? Yes. But we all like to change things, so why not? I'm definitely more, I enjoy some of the scale aspects of this more so than the pure performance side. So there is some little things that I do want to add that were fun to see on some of the other guys' cars that had some of the scale details. And I think that that will be more of my focus rather than just, you know, trying to get myself in competition ready form. Not worried about it. The front bumper setup does appear to work, or at least it doesn't appear to harm anything, which is good. The body is still in pretty decent shape, no matter how many times I did smack the wall, and it wasn't none. But at least after 2 trips, I'm still excited. So that's good news for me and my newest money pit. But that does mean that there will be further drift videos. So like it or not, I'm gonna do this for a little while. I did show you guys that I got that new Bamboo H2D 3D printer, and I want to use it and try out some of the new benefits that that system has with the dual extruder, being able to do differing materials in the same print, like making a flexible hinge within a rigid type design. And I want to try to play around with that, and I have a couple of areas where I think that maybe I can incorporate that on this. But that's going to do it for this video. A little bit of everything in here. I don't know what that means to you or what that means to video performance, but we're going to find out. So if you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already, notification bell. There's channel membership. Again, if you're unfamiliar with this channel, that's probably not a thing for you. But if you want to support the channel a little bit further, there's information on that down in the description below. As always, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.